Planet Dolan.
From relationships to superhero lunchboxes, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the dumbest things our schools have ever banned. Part 2. I'm Melissa, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by AzumangaDaiohFan 101. The dumbest thing Legna's school ever banned was bringing in outside food. One day, he decided to buy lunch from the Wendy's across the street from his school, since the lunch choices on that particular day looked awful. Legna brought his lunch back to school to avoid arousing suspicion. When he sat down to eat in the cafeteria, he opened up the Wendy's bag and started eating. All of a sudden, one of the cafeteria monitors came up to him and said to give him the food he was eating. Legna said,
"No, I paid good money for it."
They asked him again and said that if he refused, they would throw it away. Once again, Legna refused and packed up his food, walked into the cafeteria, and flipped the monitor the bird. Number 9 was submitted by IglooIce123. When Honeybits was 10 or 11, her school had made a new rule that said students couldn't tie jackets around their waists. If anyone was seen doing that, they could go as far as getting suspended for a day or two. This was all because a boy tied his jacket around his waist and tripped on a rock. But the teacher said that he tripped on the sleeve of his jacket, which is why Honeybits and all the other students hate their teachers and think they should teach them a thing or two. Number 8 was submitted by AwesomeTroll56. Gooby was attending a basketball game with her friends after school. They were in 8th grade, so they were a bit rowdy. At the end of the game, Gooby's mom came to pick her up. She got up, grabbed her stuff, and gave her friends hugs goodbye. But as she was finishing, Gooby heard a raspy, irritated voice bellowing from behind her. "Hugging isn't allowed on school grounds," the teacher squawked at them. Her jaw dropped. As an answer to her comically exaggerated shocked facial expression, she said, "You should have read the handbook." This rule is still enforced to this day, but no one cares and everyone hugs each other anyway. Number 7 was submitted by NemiVan. Around MKLM's junior year, there was gonna be a homecoming dance. He wasn't really interested in dances or many activities the school had, but the theme of the dance was masquerade. Sounded cool, but still not interesting. Then, 2 days before the dance, they got an announcement saying that anybody attending the masquerade dance is not allowed to wear masks during the dance, just so they can identify who's who. They literally banned people wearing masks for a masquerade-themed dance. Masks being the point of having a masquerade event. The dance, as MKLM was told, was just some regular dance that had posters and covers that said, "Masquerade Dance." He could just not believe the idiocy the school staff had made of themselves. Number 6 was submitted by TheRealXenofere. A couple years ago, Sid's junior high school had the stupidest rules anyone could ever think of. Nobody could bring a binder from the school, but instead, students had to buy an exclusive binder. But it was really shitty and so thin it broke easily. Also, no hats unless it was from the school. No dyed hair, no girls showing shoulders because it's a distraction, and on graduation day, the boys can't wear a tie and suit jacket. What the hell? They only had to wear a dress shirt and dress pants. Sid wasn't really comfortable with his body, so it was hell for him. Junior high was ridiculous in his opinion, but they had a neighboring junior high school that banned almost everything. Number 5 was submitted by WaverlyWallflower. In Robo's high school, all the students, even seniors, were banned from relationships. She knew that they wanted the students to focus on their studies and not get hurt, but still, it's not like there weren't secret couples in her school. Furthermore, they also banned makeup, nail polish, hair dye, and even boys with long hair. If anyone was caught with a gadget anywhere on campus, they wouldn't get it back until the end of the school year. Number 4 was submitted by Rellin MurDeath. One time, Pringle bought his superhero lunchbox to school. During lunch, one of the teachers walked up and told him that he couldn't bring that anymore. He went home in tears for being yelled at by a teacher. When his parents asked the school why he couldn't bring his lunchbox, they said it was because it was too unique and the other kids would be jealous. So that school banned any type of lunchbox that would have pictures of characters on it or something like that. Everyone had to bring paper bags or basic colored lunchboxes. Number 3 was submitted by YourDunkleSans. The dumbest thing Andy's school ever banned was letting her hair down. Last year, Andy and her friend were walking through the primary school building when they saw a girl with really long hair. She had it tied in a bun, but for some reason, she untied her hair. The vice principal saw this and, believe it or not, pulled her by her hair, dragging her into a corner. After she let the poor girl's hair go, she jabbed a hair tie in her face and said creepily, "Don't ever do that again." Then, she went back to where she was standing. To this day, she's still the most feared teacher in the school. Number 2 was submitted by one warriorcatnerd. So in Dolan's elementary school, you couldn't run on the playground. No one actually knows why, but the rumor is that once a kid was running on the playground during recess, tripped, and broke their arm. So now, the poor kids just have to sit around the playground and talk. They also made a rule that, since the middle school was close to the elementary school, and middle schoolers get out before elementary students, middle school students, along with their parents, have to wait in front of the school and not move around until the elementary students get out a half hour later. Other things they banned were dabbing, Pokemon Go cards, most shorts, jewelry, and more. Dolan could go on and on. And for number 1, I'm going to tell you guys about the dumbest thing my school ever banned. In elementary school, in Canada, my school actually banned building of snowmen. That's right, you heard me. You were not allowed to build a snowman, or anything that remotely resembled it. Apparently, there were too many kids being sent to the office for destroying other people's snowmen, and too many kids coming in crying saying that their snowman had been destroyed by someone else. I guess it was one of those situations where a few kids couldn't play nicely, so they had to go and ruin it for everyone else. You know what, I take that back. Kids are kids. The adults just didn't know how to deal with it, and obviously they didn't want to. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the dumbest time you didn't get something obvious? Let us know in the Reddit page link below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. Catch you guys next time.